Hello and welcome to the Journal. My name is Madison Stacy Geisler. We have a great show lined up for you today. Hypnosis, Halloween haunts, and smartphones. All this and more coming up right on the Journal. The human mind is a complex thing that we struggle to understand. Through the power of hypnosis, some therapists are helping patients to deal with things like addiction and stress, and ultimately find out what makes our minds tick. Mark Cantos reports.
There are things many people wish they can change about themselves, and there's many solutions to a particular problem. Since 1987, Positive Changes have been hypnotizing their clients to change their behaviors, to improve on their golf swings, to be more confident, or to stop smoking and drinking. Here at 1200 Markham Road, Scarborough, we'll see how one client goes through the process of hypnosis.
I have been drinking for about 4 years now in high school, and I was a social drinker. But eventually I got addicted to it, but I didn't even realize it.
I actually tried different types of programs and counseling before I went through Positive Changes to stop this addiction, but none of them worked. About 6 months ago, I got pulled over for reckless driving and got sent to Human Resources for community services. That's when I found out about Positive Changes from my friends at Human Resources. They explained to me how the process works and how I get hypnotized to stop this addiction. I was actually doubtful at first, but I figured why not, since they were offering me a free session, right? So I came in and met with a hypnotist named William, who then explained to me what they do there and how the process goes. And it's been about 2 months now since my first session, and I feel better each time I do it, so I figured it must be working.
So how are you today?
Good, thanks. How about you?
Good. Positive Changes has been a corporation since 1986. This location has been in operation since the end of 2001. He's actually used the term. They use the term. One of the big changes, or one of the big differences that Positive Changes uses in their approach to behavior change is the fact that we really get people to change from the inside out. When you approach weight loss from a supplement, like a pill perspective, or shakes, or prefabricated meals for weight loss, or the patch for weight loss, those are all motivations to change from the outside in, trying to address the behavior as a symptom. So I see most of those as really band-aid relief. Anytime that we work with a client, the first process is a free evaluation. What that is it's an opportunity for the client to come into the center, meet with the hypnotist, find out what hypnosis is, because most people come in with preconceived ideas that they've picked up from movies, from TVs, from going to college and having someone coming by, like someone doing a show in an audience or in an auditorium. So a lot of the time people have preconceived ideas about hypnosis based on what they have seen in stuff that's generally geared for comedy. So our free evaluation is an opportunity for us to overcome some of those challenges that people come in with. The worst thing about coming to Positive Changes might be the same as the best thing, and that's that people find out that they're much greater than they thought they were. A lot of the time people come in to change their weight loss and end up deciding to change their career as well, or even their whole direction in life, which is not necessarily a bad thing overall, but it can seem a little intimidating when first engaging in the process.
Positive Change gave me a boost of confidence, and they showed me how much more I can be and become. and they made my life so much better.
Here at Centennial College, the broadcast and film students from semester 5 produced 3 to 5 minute films about intimacy. Jay Dracul wrote, shot, and directed a piece called Practice Makes, which takes the viewers on an intimate journey as one young man, played by Harlan Guthrie, prepares to meet a girl of his dreams. Let's check it out.
Hey, Caitlin. Caitlin, hey. How's it going? Yeah, no, I'm fine. You know me. I land on my feet. Hey. Hey, Katie. Caitlin. Hey, Caitlin. How are you doing? You look really good. How's your mom? You look good. Thanks. Well, you know, I keep busy. You like that? No, that's my granddad's, my grandpa's, my grandpa. It's his watch. Well, it's mine now. Yeah, it is kind of cool, isn't it? It's kind of cool, isn't it? Yeah. You know, I always want to tell you something. Hey, I had this cool dream about you. No, just say it. You know, I really like you. I think I've actually liked you for a long time. I know I've liked you for a long time. Hey, Caitlin. I've been thinking about you for a while. I'm not gonna lie. I think about you a lot. That's creepy. Okay, right in front of me, you fucking kid. I think about you a lot. You're not like other girls. We're perfect for each other. You know we're perfect for each other too. Hi, Caitlin. Hi, Caitlin. Hi, Caitlin. Hi, Caitlin.
Yeah, yes, I have enough money. Look, I'll come home when I have time. It's really busy. Mom, I am not telling you. Gotta go. Love you too. Anywho, new cell phones have changed a lot over the years. They've gone from being the giant bricks to so small you can never find them. But a new kind of cell phone has just started emerging: smartphones. These cell phones are basically mini computers that you can also take pictures and call people with. Sabakunasingam helps us understand this new technology with our next story.
Over the past few years, the smartphone industry has been booming. Ever since the introduction of the revolutionary phone iPhone, our smartphone industry has been stepping up their level of performance to meet today's standards. To learn more about smartphones, I met up with Alok Sharma, a blogger who blogs about technologies. Let's go meet him.
I think the world of smartphones has changed quite dramatically over the past few years. If you look at the history of the smartphone, it started probably with as a Windows-based idea. The original smartphone, like if you look at the original kind of element that was moving towards a smartphone, that was the Palm. The Palm was the first idea of having all the information in one place. The only thing the Palm couldn't do was be utilized as a phone. So then you moved into the iPac, and the iPac was taking the idea of the Palm, but using Windows software. And with the iPac, you could buy all these bulky adapters that would eventually be utilized as a phone. Very expensive method. I remember I used to have an iPac. I looked into actually trying to make it into a phone. With all of the adapters through Rogers and through iPac, it would have cost me about $1,200. Wow. Just so I could use the iPac as a phone. And the iPac was pretty thick. It was like about that thick. So when you added the phone adapter and everything, it was about that thick. So after the success of BlackBerries, people started jumping on board in terms of wanting to make a device that was email-based, personal digital assistant-based, and a phone. Why? Because it was extremely lucrative. They looked at BlackBerry and said, look how much money has been made. And BlackBerry was really, again, still focusing on businesses, but was looking at a consumer element to it as well. So lo and behold came the Apple iPhone. The Apple iPhone was more consumer-focused, completely consumer-focused, as opposed to business-focused. And it really blew up. As we all know, the iPhone is a multi-purpose device that is your PDA, that is your email, and that is a phone. Why would you buy a Motorola Razr when you can have a phone that is a multi-purpose device? Well, I think the wireless market is going to be eaten up more by companies that may not have been phone companies from the beginning. And like you said,
Hello, and welcome to the Journal. My name is Madison Stacy Geisler. We have a great show lined up for you today. Hypnosis, Halloween haunts, and smartphones. All this and more coming up right on the Journal. Hello, and welcome to the Journal. My name is Madison Stacy Geisler. We have a great show lined up for you today. Hypnosis, Halloween haunts, and smartphones. All this and more coming up right on the Journal. Hello, and welcome to the Journal. My name is Madison Stacy Geisler. We have a great show lined up for you today. Hypnosis, Halloween haunts, and smartphones. All this and more coming up right on the Journal. human mind is a complex thing that we struggle to understand. Through the power of hypnosis, some therapists are helping patients to deal with things like addiction and stress, and ultimately find out what makes our minds tick. Mark Cantos reports.
There are things many people wish they can change about themselves, and there's many solutions to a particular problem. Since 1987, positive changes have been hypnotizing their clients to change their behaviors, to improve on their golf swings, to be more confident, or to stop smoking and drinking. Here at 1200 Markham Road, Scarborough, we'll see how one client goes through the process of hypnosis.
I have been drinking for about 4 years now. In high school, and I was a social drinker. But eventually I got addicted to it, but I didn't even realize it.
I actually tried different types of programs and counseling before I went through positive changes to stop this addiction, but none of them worked. About like 6 months ago, I got pulled over for reckless driving and got sent to Human Resources for community services. That's when I found out about positive changes from my friends at Human Resources. They explained to me how the process works and how I get hypnotized to stop this addiction. I was actually doubtful at first, but I figured why not, since they were offering me a free session, right? So I came in and met with a hypnotist named William, who then explained to me what they do there and how the process goes. And it's been about 2 months now since my first session, and I feel better each time I do it, so I figured it must be working.
So how are you today?
Good, thanks. How about you?
Good. Positive Changes has been a corporation since 1986. This location has been in operation since the end of 2001. He's actually used the term. They use the term. One of the big changes, or one of the big differences that Positive Changes uses in their approach to behavior change is the fact that we really get people to change from the inside out. When you approach weight loss from a supplement, like a pill perspective, or shakes.
This is my friend John. It's James. My name's David.
All right. How did this art form start?
Well, breakdancing started, well, b-boying originated in Brooklyn and Los Angeles because a lot of the gangs were tired of fighting, so they decided to, like, start something new, right?
Well, sure beats shooting each other. All right. Well, I mean, how did you guys all get together? I mean, usually crews take a really long time to assemble. Like, did you know, or are you just because you're friends?
Basically, we're just a group of friends, and we just got together and basically made a team called Genesis because you know, we just, yeah.
All right. And what makes your group's style different from all the other groups that are out there?
Well, a lot of us have a lot of teams, like, they tend to be missing a few things. Like, there's hip hop, there's reggae, there's breakdancing, there's popping, locking. Some groups have like a certain amount of, like, maybe 2 or 3 of them, but our group has all the round areas of it.
All right. I'm noticing from a lot of your tricks that it must take a lot of upper arm strength to do a lot of it. Do you guys practice just by breakdancing, or do you also, like, go to the gym and lift weights and stuff like that?
Well, how my muscles came, I go to the weight room in my school, and I just practice on lunchtime, my push-ups and my popping, like, it just gets stronger.
All right. What does dancing mean to you guys, like, personally?
Well, dancing means, to me, dancing is more like not just a hobby. It's like my passion, something I'm actually care about a lot, and it kind of gives me, like, self-freedom and expression, right?
All right.
Yeah, it's pretty much, I guess.
So what do you express through your dancing?
Well, do you understand?
Well, just...
Well, basically, like, through my dance, like, I use it through my everyday life. Like, for example, like, if I'm stressed out or something like that, then I would just, you know, dance, because, like, that was one thing that would always, like, make me better and make me feel good about myself, because every time you get better, you feel, like, confident and happy about yourself that, yeah, I'm getting better.
Just looking at that stuff, it must do a lot more good for you than yoga.
Well, yeah.
Have you guys done any live performances for people?
Well, we've been around, right? So, like, Genesis and a couple other groups that are within our main Genesis group, we've been to, like, Like Jay's been to Korea, we've been to like the States, we've done competitions all over Toronto, or maybe even on a Canada scale, and stuff like that.
Do you have any particular ones coming up?
Well, I'm hopefully going to join Genesis and in the future, like join them in future performances, and yeah.
All right, well, it was definitely great having you guys up here. Like, just after the show, you want to teach me a few things? Because, I mean, that looks easy, but I'd like to try it out.
Sure.
Okay. All right, so we'll see you later for the end of the show?
Alrighty.
Okay. It's almost impossible to go 1 hour, let alone a day, without seeing an advertisement for some product you really don't need. The majority of these ads you see are on billboards, and they're actually illegally put up. Toby Kobayashi investigates this strange occurrence.
The billboard above me is part of the clutter that has begun to blight the city. Little known is the fact that an estimated half of the billboards in the city are illegally put up. Instead of letting this all happen, Rami Tabello decided to fight back. Rami Tabello is the creator of the site illegalsigns.ca, a blog which tracks the growing number of illegal billboards in the city.
My motivation was to inform the public about all the research we've been doing about illegal billboards, and because there's interesting stories behind these signs and the schemes that the billboard companies pull, and we thought the public would like to know. They'll submit fraudulent land surveys. They'll submit land surveys which show that public property is part of private property, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So and just going through the details of these files, you're just able to show the slimy way these companies operate in, and it's people like to read about that. They like to see stuff like that exposed. Well, what happens is, for example, we have a bylaw that prevents billboards from going up along the 401, and the city just ignores it. The city will issue a permit to build a sign along the 401. They will, the building inspector will inspect the sign and just ignore the bylaw, and that's a serious problem. City officials just aren't being diligent.
Councillor Howard Moscow is the chair of the city's Licensing and Standards Committee, the organization that oversees the bylaws such as signage. He agrees that the city has been negligent in policing its own bylaws.
Advertising companies make millions of dollars on their advertising. In fact, a billboard company will pay a merchant $1,000 a month to put a billboard on their roof. So there's imagine how much money the advertising companies are sucking out of those billboards as well. Well, I think what the Rami's action has really caused the department to do is take a long, hard look at how it's approaching these things. So as they bring lists of billboards to them, they've had to go out and inspect every one to find out if it's truly illegal or not. But more importantly, it's forcing them to put into place a mechanism for following up on a billboard permit to make sure that it is legal and it is properly erected. I don't like illegal billboards, okay? And I don't think people ought to be taking advantage of the city. And if we have laws, they ought to be respected.
One of the new types of illegal billboards, one of the proliferation of illegal signs has been done with vinyl, because you can just slap vinyl onto the side of a building very cheaply and take it down very cheaply too. So they're using vinyl technology. It's cheap and easy for them, and they can build an illegal billboard with a lower capital cost using vinyl. They make our neighborhoods, I think they destroy what's unique about our neighborhoods. They turn our neighborhoods into pages of a mass market magazine. And I think they're a visual blight, and we need to start fighting, visual pollution like we fight air pollution. Companies can make a lot of money off these illegal signs. I mean, there's a sign at 400 and in the 401, which can make about $600,000 a year, and that's completely illegal. So the city needs stronger tools to fight these signs. Under the City of Toronto Act, the good news is that we do have those stronger tools, and the city is now writing a new bylaw to take advantage of those tools, and hopefully that'll make a dent in the situation.
They've been getting away with it for a long time. Rami came along and said, I'm going to do something about it, and I'm glad we have people like that here.
Although the billboard companies continue to erect their signs where they can get away with, people like Rami are working to preserve the aesthetic of a city that puts people rather than commodities first.
For some people, Christmas is the most important holiday of the year. For others, it's New Year's. And for college students, it's St. Patrick's Day, or any other excuse to drink for that matter. But for some people, Halloween is more than just an excuse to eat candy and dress up. It's a way to get closer to your family, have the time of your life, and scare the hell out of little children. Lisa Fletcher went to some of the best haunted houses in Pickering to check out the Halloween horror.
Forget screamers. Forget Canada's Wonderland's Halloween haunt. The real fear is at your neighbors' houses. So I'm here in Pickering on Halloween night, ready to find the best made-up Halloween houses.
Graveyard thing. It was pretty
With
good.
like fingers and like hands and feet sticking out of the ground. I'm here outside the famous Pumpkin Garage, where this garage is actually painted orange all year round because this family has so much Halloween spirit.
A lot of it is homemade. I just I enjoy doing it with the kids, and instead of going out and buying it, we spend time together and make most of the stuff. So it's a family thing. It's fun.
We have like scary music and we have like shining pumpkins and like one huge pumpkin over there.
It's so scary that my friend Sydney won't come to our house anymore. I haven't seen her for Halloween over here once.
I have 18 pumpkins.
And the Beware pumpkin, is that real?
It's a real pumpkin, yeah. It's a huge pumpkin. It took me about an hour to carve that out, and I don't use any stencils. Everything is all hand done. The kids do a few, and I do the rest. My wooden tombstones are all handmade. Both of these guys are all handmade. And I have my witch over there is handmade. We love Halloween. It's our favorite holiday in this house.
There's much more eerie things and squirmy creatures that we should still see. So let's go.
My birthday on Halloween.
It's your birthday?
Yeah, so this is what we do.
It's scary.
What do you like about it?
It's got pumpkins. I think it's really cool. I like all the decorations and stuff. I like how you mostly put orange lights and scary stuff.
I could see it from all the way over there. That's why I came.
I think it's pretty cool. I think it's awesome. I like the skeleton over there.
I go through a lot of candy. We like it. I've had a lot of kids tell me it's good to spice, so that's all. And they walk through it. They have a great time.
All right, now we're gonna head over to the next house. This one's looking pretty good. Let's go take a look at the rest though. Come on.
We decorate for the kids every year. As you can see, it's just a few bit of lighting and some headstones and some caution tape and whatnot, but we put some time and effort into it, more or less just to have the kids, come by and see what Halloween's all about. We get about 100 kids, 150 kids a year. we see a lot of kids come by and they actually get out of the vehicles and run in, get their trick-or-treats, and right back in the van again.
Okay, so we're here outside 1846 Shady Brook Drive. It's a house you've read about in the paper, and if you live in Pickering, it's all you've heard about for the past week. Tonight, they're putting on an awesome display that you really should check out.
It was good. It was really scary. This guy kept on following us.
He's scaring like everyone, and people are trying to make him mad so they'll hurt him, but I think he actually will hurt them. Oh my God.
From family traditions to men with chainsaws, it seems Pickering definitely has the Halloween spirit this year. As well, I hope most of you at home have taken a look at the Halloween houses around you. This has been an extravagant Halloween fest. I'm Lisa Fletcher, reporting for the Journal.
Well, that's about everything we have for you today, but luckily, these guys still have one more routine for you. If you want to learn more about them, you can check out their channel on YouTube. Be sure to tune in next week as we'll have another great show for you. Well, guys, the floor is yours. Lock up when you're done.